Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Connection Ritual. We'll be starting at the top of the hour. The Connection Ritual is a guided meditation focused on energy and connection. I and my group, House Keperu, and a number of our close friends began doing this work last year when the world went into lockdown, and we found ourselves isolated. Many of us were accustomed to working with energetic groups, with our Wiccan circles, with our pagan friends, and we found ourselves cut off. Some of us were cut off to the point where we were one person in a small space and no option to go out into the world. Maybe we had an animal companion and perhaps that was it, and some of us didn't even have that. And it became an opportunity to explore and to remind ourselves that although there is a great value in physical interaction, we are not limited to that. We are more than simply the geography of our bodies. We are connected in mind, in spirit, in energy, and if we simply work to do so, we can span miles. We can find some sense of community and strength and sharing across the distance. In March of this year, I opened it up to a wider audience, all of you, anyone. This is a non-denominational ritual, and calling it a ritual might be a little misleading to anyone who associates ritual with religion. This is about us, you and I, and everyone in this moment simply connecting across the distance to see what we can feel, to explore the expansive possibility of remote work guided by will, intent, built on energy. And that is the heart of what we are doing. We are stronger together and we are more than just these bodies. It doesn't mean that there is anything wrong with our bodies, and they are not by any means inferior, but we are not limited to where they are physically located. So if you are willing to come with me on a little journey and listen to the sound of my voice and settle into wherever you may be in this moment, we will discover the endless possibilities woven between all of us across physical distance and conceptual time. So settle in, get comfortable. If you are someone who concentrates better with music, with incense, if you are someone who concentrates better with quiet, do your best to set up and control the space that you're in for this time period. If you are easily distracted, if the week has been difficult, if there's much on your mind, don't try to clear all that out aggressively. Rather, simply acknowledge that there are distractions and let them be over here. Set them aside. They'll still be there. They're not really going anywhere, but they're not your focus right now. Your focus is this moment now, where your body is, where your mind is, where you center yourself in relation to this experience, the sound of my voice. We use a candle as a focus, and you're welcome to have your own candle. It would allow you to revisit this and have a kind of focus as you come back and listen to it again and again, but it is not necessary. It is merely a symbol. And if you do not have a candle or you cannot safely have a flame where you are at, you are welcome to mine. And I thank Lelakan Awen, my friend Sean, for providing this one. And then in a moment, I will begin with words that my group House Keperu opens ritual with. We will close with similar words. They're not necessarily your words. You are invited to share them. If they speak to you, that is wonderful. If they don't worry about it. Are you ready? Stretch. We're almost there. We are the many born. We are the immortal. Eternal, we wander the aeons, moving to the rhythm of our own inner tides. We are active elements moving through passive worlds. Endlessly we die and are reborn, changed yet unchanging through the years. We move from lifetime to lifetime, taking up bodies as garments. Ours is a journey toward understanding, and our charge is knowledge and wisdom. We are the catalysts. And as we awaken to ourselves, we serve to awaken the very world. Take a few moments to simply be wherever you are, to check in with your body, how you feel physically, how you feel emotionally. Go over if you feel safe, if you feel happy, if you feel sad. Do not dwell on trying to fix or address these. Simply acknowledge, where are you in this moment now? And from that, what do you need? What would heal you? What would make you feel stronger? What are you missing? Settle into your presence in this moment now. If it helps to follow the rhythm of your body, breath, heart, focus on that. If you find those to be a distraction, focus on something else that helps to still your thoughts and turn your attention inward, whether that is the rhythm of my voice or simply a tap, 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 rhythm that you beat out in touch through your fingers, on your thighs, something that grounds you in your body right now. And be here, leaving aside all your distractions, anything that calls to you as a responsibility in this moment. You are only here. And then close your eyes, if you have not already, against the light in your chamber, the light of this candle. And use the play of that light on the other side of your eyelids as a way of guiding your vision inward. And instead of the light outside of you, you are seeking the light within. The eternal, unquenchable core of you. Whether you experience that as light, as a spark, as a name, as music, as something that you cannot put into shape or to words. Allow yourself to spiral deeper and deeper, further into yourself, chasing that spark, that whole and centered core of you, until you find yourself inside yourself in a safe and sheltered space where you have a clear sense of your boundaries, where you are inside and everything else that is outside is negligible. Right now, you do not perceive it. Your focus is you. And be in that sense of self. Reacquaint yourself with what it feels like to be whole, to be centered, to be in this safe and sheltered space where you are unmoved, undistracted by any of the other hearts and minds or events beyond you. Only you. The boundaries around you are a choice. They are something that you are in control of. They are a healthy necessity for various times of your life, but they are also a gateway. There are many doors you can open to allow things in, to allow parts of you out. If what you need in this moment is simply that safe and sheltered interior space where you are only in you, feel no obligation to move from it right now. Heal there. Remind yourself who you are, what you are, what is most important to the very core of you. But if this feels too isolated, too lonely, if you are curious to see what the other hearts and minds are like, turn your attention first not to the boundaries around you, but simply to the light in this space. Subtle glimmering filaments thread out from you to the world around you. Each of them represents a connection to a person, to a being, to a place. They may be alive. They may have passed beyond the flesh. They may not be human at all. They could be places important to you that have spoken to you in your life. They could be beings that are far beyond human. They could be animal companions. These are minds and souls and spirits that have connected to you and you to them. And those connections cannot be severed. If they have made a mark on you, you carry them with you. And you can choose to follow them to their source. Along these lines, these connections strung out from mind to heart to soul, we share emotion, memory, intention, energy. We can ask for consent to share. We can ask for others to share with us. So as your vision comes alive with all these countless threads and ribbons of light strung between all of the various glimmering stars, each of them a being, allow yourself to follow which ones call to you most in this moment, which ones you need or which ones need you, and ask permission to connect consciously. There is a passive connection that is always there, but to consciously share, to consciously exchange, is to increase that connection tenfold. So much can be passed along back and forth that way. So gently knock and say, hello, I'm here, I feel you, I miss you, I need you, I have a gift for you. I would love to accept what you have from me. Reach out and reacquaint yourself with beings you have forgotten, or those that you are incredibly familiar with. But feel them in this moment and realize that the geography of where your body resides can never keep you from these beings in your life. We're all connected across the miles, across the distance, across even the barriers of flesh itself. There is no living or dead. There is simply this eternal brilliance that we share. In different shapes we take up time and again. And because the week was hard and the world seems cruel, take a few moments to simply be in this space and feel whole, feel supported, feel the love that perhaps you were missing, and remind yourself this is always there. You can always seek this. It is simply an ask away. How vast our heart and soul. And although I do not wish to turn you back, remember that this is always there. You can always come, you can always connect, you can always reach out and ask. But for now, we are in bodies, for we live in the world, and that means we must return to it. We have the work of embodied beings to do. Remind yourself that you have a body. Come back a little bit and use the sound of my voice and the glimmer of this light to recenter yourself back where you're safe, back where you are you, while that eternal web work lingers just out of sight. You can always return. We have passed this way before, and we will pass this way again. We have been many things to one another, teachers, lovers, friends, and bitterest enemies. But through it all we have remained tied together, soul to soul, in this our ancient family. May we endure together peacefully. May we enjoy each new lifetime as it comes. May we strengthen each other as we strengthen ourselves, and may we find one another in every time and in every place to share this fellowship and to celebrate this bond. And again, whatever you use to focus yourself, use that now to ground yourself, to be here, to be present. Remind yourself you have flesh, you have a body, it works, you have circulation, you are in the room that you are in. The distractions you set aside, they're still there. You'll have to deal with them, but not immediately. Take a few moments to yourself. Be kind to yourself, and dream the world new. Good night.